Hello, dear friends. How are you? Today, we are going to explore the thoughts of Elon Musk when he decided to create SpaceX. Before we start, I want to let you know that here you won't just learn about one of the biggest companies in the world. You will also practice your English. Stay with me, and after hearing this story, you will gain many new words for your English vocabulary. Now, let's understand where the idea for SpaceX came from. SpaceX Saga, a journey of innovation, persistence, and reusable rockets aiming for Mars. SpaceX's story, founded by visionary Elon Musk in 2002, is a tale of ambition and persistence, driven by the goal of making humanity a multiplanetary species. From the beginning, the company challenged norms of the space industry, aiming to revolutionize space access and make Mars colonization a reality. The dream of a boy inspired by sci-fi, Elon Musk's love for space, especially Mars, runs through his life story. Inspired by sci-fi works like those of Douglas Adams, Musk dreamed of contributing to space exploration. Books like Foundation by Isaac Asimov fueled his imagination, driving him to dream of a future where humanity ventures beyond Earth's limits. This passion, combined with his programming and business skills, led him to create successful companies like PayPal, which gave him the resources to pursue his space ambitions. The search for cheap rockets and frustration with the Russians. In the early 2000s, Musk planned a project called Mars Oasis to send a small greenhouse to Mars and test growing plants there. This project aimed to renew public interest in space exploration and show that growing food on Mars was possible. To make this happen, Musk tried to buy cheap intercontinental ballistic missiles from Russia instead of building rockets from scratch. He thought he could adapt decommissioned Russian missiles for his project, but the negotiations failed. The Russians asked for outrageous prices and treated Musk poorly, even spitting at him during a meeting. Rather than giving up, this frustrating experience motivated Musk to build his own rockets. Birth of SpaceX, the boldness of challenging an entire industry. On May 6, 2002, after the Russian rejection and believing he could do better, Musk founded SpaceX. His goal was to make space travel cheaper and more reliable, aiming to colonize Mars. From the start, SpaceX stood out for its innovative and disruptive approach. Musk saw rocket reuse as the key to cutting the high costs of space flights, which NASA thought impossible. SpaceX developed its own technologies, like the Merlin engine, known for its high efficiency. Created in-house without relying on external suppliers, the company also embraced a homemade production philosophy, building its rockets at its facilities, streamlining processes, and lowering costs. The early years, a symphony of explosions and Musk's unshakable persistence. SpaceX's early years were a roller coaster of challenges, failures, and spectacular explosions. The first 3 Falcon 1 launches ended in failure, pushing SpaceX to the edge of bankruptcy. Musk had to decide which company to save, Tesla or SpaceX, as his funds were limited. A $1.6 billion contract with NASA and investments from friends and ex-PayPal colleagues saved both. Musk's persistence and strong belief in the company's mission were crucial to overcoming these hurdles. He was willing to invest his own money and risk everything to reach his goals. The triumph of Falcon 1, a spark of hope in space. After years of hard work and improvements, on September 28, 2008, Falcon 1 finally broke free of Earth's gravity and reached orbit, becoming the first privately funded liquid-fueled rocket to do so. This historic milestone proved Musk's vision possible and started a new era of space exploration driven by private initiative. The success of Falcon 1 established SpaceX as a force in the space industry. Falcon 9, the relentless quest for reusability and efficiency. Falcon 9, following the Falcon 1, was a major step in the pursuit of reusability and cost reduction. Equipped with 9 Merlin engines, it could carry much heavier payloads. SpaceX developed autonomous landing platforms at sea, named Just Read the Instructions and Of Course I Still Love You, inspired by Musk's favorite author, Iain Banks. These platforms allowed the Falcon 9's first stage to return to Earth after launch, landing softly instead of crashing into the ocean and being lost. After many attempts, some successful and others explosive, SpaceX finally landed Falcon 9's first stage on April 8, 2016, on one of these platforms. This historic landing, likened to throwing a pencil over the Empire State Building and having it land on a stamp, significantly lowered spaceflight costs. Falcon 9's reusability became a milestone in space exploration, establishing SpaceX as a disruptive and innovative force in the industry. Achieving orbit and the path to the International Space Station. Alongside Falcon 9's development, SpaceX created the Dragon capsule, designed to carry cargo and, later, crew. In 2012, Dragon became the first private spacecraft to dock with the International Space Station. This demonstrated SpaceX's ability to meet the needs of government agencies and private companies, solidifying its role as a reliable partner for NASA. Dragon was also used to transport supplies and scientific experiments to the space station, further cementing SpaceX's reputation in the space industry. Expanding horizons, satellites, space tourism, and unusual missions. SpaceX, always innovating, expanded its operations by launching satellites for telecom companies and even sending the ashes of space enthusiasts, including actor James Doohan, famous for Star Trek, into orbit. The company also signed contracts with NASA to transport astronauts to the International Space Station, marking the return of U.S. human spaceflight after the Space Shuttle retirement. In 2018, SpaceX launched the Falcon Heavy, the most powerful rocket at the time, capable of carrying heavy payloads to orbit. The inaugural launch captured the world's attention. It featured a unique payload, a red Tesla Roadster with a mannequin dressed as an astronaut, heading toward Mars orbit, turning the event into a global spectacle. Criticism, skepticism, and Musk's unwavering vision. Despite undeniable successes, SpaceX faces criticism. Some question the company's reliance on government funding and the economic feasibility of its projects, especially Mars colonization. Skeptics like astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson argue there is no clear market for Mars colonization. Unlike Tesla's electric cars, Musk counters that SpaceX attracts private investment in that rocket. Reusability is making space exploration more accessible and sustainable in the long run. He insists that Mars colonization is essential for humanity's long-term survival, safeguarding the species from potential Earth catastrophes. Toward the Red Planet. Starship, the next chapter in Space Odyssey. SpaceX continues its ambitious journey with Starship, a fully reusable spacecraft designed to carry crew and cargo to Mars and other destinations in the solar system. Starship represents Musk's dream of colonizing Mars and making humanity a multiplanetary species, turning science fiction into reality. SpaceX, a beacon of innovation, inspiration, and a multiplanetary future. SpaceX's story is an inspiring example of vision, persistence, and innovation, challenging industry norms and inspiring a new generation of scientists and space enthusiasts. The company shows that with boldness and determination, the impossible can be achieved, paving the way for a future where humanity can explore the cosmos and expand beyond Earth.